Dale Earnhardt Jr. celebrates his daughter's 3rd birthday today with a gift that you will want to see. Welcome to your Friday night here on Facebook Live. I'm Scott. We'll get with Angela in a moment. We've got some great weather to talk about during your weekend. Yeah, I know you've got outdoor plans. You're going to want to see these temperatures, and we'll be talking with Angela momentarily. Also on the big show tonight, a Johnson County high school has figured out a way to get their cafeteria food from the backyard. They've got some cattle that they're going to be using, and Rich and I's got a great story that you're going to want to see, all coming up here on Facebook Live. But let's go ahead and begin tonight, bringing in Angela to talk about Friday night. We are in a great mood. Everybody's in a good mood tonight because the weekend for us starts here in an hour and a half after our newscast at 11.
Countdown is on.
Countdown is on. And you've got some great weather to bring us, don't you?
I do, although I just talked to Grace, and they had just gotten back from dinner, and she said, it's cold out.
What? What? Did you remind her about the snow that we had about a week and a half ago?
I didn't, but you're going to get a reminder of that in Rich's piece, by the way, so yeah, don't go anywhere. Yep. This farm is spectacular,
it sure is.
Especially in the snow. But no snow in our forecast this weekend. It is going to be a little cool. We'll be down into the 30s and 40s, in fact, cool enough for the eastern part of the state to be under a frost advisory. I don't think it causes too many problems, but if you just planted a few flowers that you don't want to lose, might be worth covering up if you live in Richmond, Connorsville, Liberty, and Brookville. Otherwise, the rest of us upper 30s and low 40s. So a jacket or sweatshirt early. You will not need it long tomorrow. We will be in the 60s by noon, in the 70s for highs, and we only get warmer from there, 75 to near 80. We'll call that 75 to 80 range for Sunday. All
right, very good. Yeah, we look forward to having those temperatures with us. And Facebook friends beginning to join us tonight. Wes, Teresa is with us. Liz is with us again. Liz, good to see you. And Zach is with us here on Facebook Live. Let us know where you're watching, and we'll give you a shout out over the next 10 or 15 minutes. Angela, we'll get back with you shortly to talk a little bit more about the weather and some of our other stories tonight. I do want to turn our attention, though, to what is going to be happening tomorrow in our city as the Sikh organization in Indianapolis of our city is going to be hosting a remembrance event tomorrow at 1 o'clock for the 8 people who were shot to death in that FedEx mass shooting. Here are the victims. Tomorrow at 1, again, there was a widespread remembrance event. Starts at 1. They're asking people to arrive and be in their seats by 12:30. Tomorrow we're going to cover that both online and on Channel 13. And so that is going to be a focus for us this weekend with that remembrance event. And tonight we want to bring in Alan Carter, who has more of our big story coverage tonight at 11. Alan, you ended up talking with a nurse who was working that night of the mass shooting. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah, Scott, that's kind of one of the things that I was interested in. I reached out to IU Health. They saw some of the patients that came in following the shooting at FedEx a couple of weeks ago. And I kind of just wanted to know, how do you process something like that, where you're on the floor, you're working at the hospital, and all of a sudden you get a call saying that there's been a mass shooting, prepare for patients. I talked to Jennifer Burchett. She has been an ER nurse there for about 5 years. And she talked to me about just that, kind of her process. They said they did have a little bit of time because EMS gave them a heads up that this was happening. So by the time that patients did start arriving, they said that they were pretty well prepared. Obviously, they said that they had a little bit of practice in terms of mass casualty events because of the stage collapse that happened at the state fair a few years ago. And so she said that was something that really helped prepare them for this situation. But, obviously you see a little bit of everything when you're working in hospital settings, but a day like that, that's something that they will not be forgetting anytime soon.
Yeah, nurses and doctors, so critically important, and we're going to be looking forward to watching your story and that conversation with that nurse. Alan, we know you're still editing and writing that. We'll see you tonight at 11 over on 13 News.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, my friend. There's Alan Carter. He'll be joining us coming up tonight with that story. Again, part of our big story coverage tonight as we look back at that horrible night here in our city, but those first responders that did such an amazing job last night to take care of those who were wounded, and that's all coming up tonight on 13 News at 11. All right, one of the other stories that we're going to focus in on tonight here on Facebook Live, you've heard of Farm to Table, right? Well, there is a school in Johnson County, Indian Creek High School, that has decided we're going to go farm to cafeteria. Rich Nye shows us why.
A new barn sits in the field behind Indian Creek High School. Students walk back to animal science class for a hands-on education at the Creek Cattle Company.
Not every day that you're like, all right, class, let's go out to the barn. Let's go see the calves.
Waylon and Elvis are the first 2 feeder calves being raised and cared for by the students in this farm to cafeteria operation. The beef produced here will be served at school.
You have the people that are like, well, you're eating your cows. Well, right, you're always eating somebody's cow, so it's really cool for you to just be able to see the whole entire process from start to finish.
The Creek Cattle Company started with an idea 3 years ago. Through fundraising and donations, the program welcomed the first class of 3 cows at Thanksgiving. The program grew when Mrs. J unexpectedly gave birth to a calf in March. She will be named in a school fundraising contest.
Being here from the beginning and then seeing it all come to fruition, I think it's pretty amazing. And knowing that I'm a senior this year and I've laid out the grounds for an amazing opportunity for educational value.
Outside of class, students sign up to come before and after school to feed and care for the cattle.
Some things that I think that are really important to understand about the process of raising this beef that for everybody to eat is how much we really care about the animals and how we want to make sure that they're always the healthiest they can be.
Creek Cattle Company will take its first 2 feeder cows to market this summer, becoming the only high school in central Indiana with a farm to cafeteria program.
There are plenty of people in the world who think that milk and meat come from the grocery store and chocolate milk comes from brown cows. We're here to fight that and to teach where your food comes from.
At Indian Creek schools, the beef will soon come from the backyard.
It's such a great story, and Angela, that was really pretty with the snow, wasn't it?
Oh my gosh, it looked like a postcard.
Yeah.
I did not like the snow that happened last week,
Right.
but boy, oh boy, was it pretty. And the view they had and
Yeah.
all the snow and the trees and the cows, and I'm a big fan of cows, so
Right,
I liked
right.
that story a lot.
Yeah, I did too. I thought Rich did a terrific job on that. So, all right, let's go ahead and wrap up our evening before we get to some of the Facebook comments tonight. Again, continue to let us know where you're watching. Give us your feedback tonight here on Facebook Live. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has a 3-year-old daughter who celebrated a birthday today, and he went ahead, as any good dad would do, is to try to find the perfect gift. And obviously, he's a race car legend. He had to come up with something that would be racing related. And so there it is, a go-kart. Let's listen in.
Are you ready?
Go ahead.
I thought that was so cute how she found the accelerator.
Oh, yeah.
Listen in a little bit more.
Go ahead.
We go to racetrack.
I'm going to a racetrack. He's got the cute pink helmet on there. So Dale Jr. being a great dad there, introducing his 3-year-old daughter to racing with the go-kart. And she found that gas pedal, didn't she, Angela?
She for sure did. I'm guessing that runs in the family.
I'm sure it does. Runs real fast in the family.
For sure.
All right, so what are our Facebook friends saying on this Friday night?
Okay, they really like the brown cow, the chocolate milk coming from the brown cow comment in Rich's story.
I know, it was great.
I assume that was the teacher or the person in charge of that program. So a couple comments on that. Liz saying home economics was always great,
Yeah.
to have cooking in school and to learn things like that.
Sure.
Let's see here. We actually had a comment about the fire that's ongoing on the southwest side at the recycling facility. And I pulled up our camera because we've kind of had it focused on that all day. And this is hours, Scott, after it started.
Started at 2 o'clock.
And the winds obviously were a huge factor. At times they were gusting 30, 40 miles per hour. So firefighters had to contend with that. And they are still at the scene, Scott, 8 hours later.
And they had, people within I think it was a 2-mile radius of this recycling plant there. It's metal basically on fire here. you know, they wanted these people that live within a 2-mile radius to shelter in place because they're checking air quality there to see what is happening. But this has been an active scene throughout the afternoon and into the evening. And we've got our cameras there, and we've got you know, crews taking care of pictures on the ground, and we'll get you an update tonight on 13 News at 11 o'clock. So for folks that may be just joining us and maybe missed the good news on the forecast for Saturday and Sunday as they're making their outdoor plans, they've got sporting events outside. What can you tell them?
Yeah, because we had an 80-degree day this week that if you work 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, you didn't get to enjoy. So we've got some weather that you'll be able to enjoy this weekend. About 75 tomorrow with sunshine. It'll still be a little breezy. It'll be a southwest wind, 10 to 20. Not expecting the higher gusts that we had today, but still a little breezy, and then 75 to 80 with increasing clouds Sunday. It'll be later Sunday night that we get the chance for rain, and I'll kind of look ahead at 11 for you on that.
And what do you have planned this weekend?
Power washing.
Power washing. That's right.
Sunday. Power washing.
It's awesome. Beyond that, do you have any fun things that may be happening?
Fun things.
Or is it just the power washing?
Power washing, just enjoying the weather, just being outside and being able to enjoy the weather. I'm fully vaccinated, Mark's fully vaccinated, so we're going to see my parents this weekend.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
And they're fully vaccinated.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we're celebrating my son-in-law's 30th birthday, so we're going to have the immediate family come over and
30.
You know, the highlight of my weekend is going to be Saturday night.
Why?
Tomorrow night, I've got my granddaughter coming over. Yeah,
Poppy.
Yeah, little Poppy's coming over, so we're gonna get her for a couple of hours. So that's gonna be great. I mean, I'm telling you, that is the best part of my day when I am hanging out with my 2-month-old granddaughter. So it's a good thing being a grandpa. I can tell you that.
Yeah, our viewers want to know: have you already ordered the ball pit?
Very funny, yeah. Yeah, the ball pit story, this goes back to Carson Wentz.
Yes.
New Colts quarterback whose daughter celebrated a birthday, and so he set up this little ball pit and got the most adorable photos on Instagram. If you follow Carson Wentz, do so on Instagram. You can see that video. It was really cute. No, we haven't done that yet. I mean, she's not even crawling yet, so we have a little time to figure out the ball pit.
To get the pink ball pit.
Maybe at our house.
Well, I had to bring it back up because if you're not watching every night on Facebook Live, you miss a lot.
Oh, you miss something every night. And let's go ahead and just say hello. Jerry says, need a paddle for the son-in-law. Is that still a thing?
Oh.
When you're,
to be that'd be 30 paddles. That's a lot.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure my son-in-law will go for that. And Renita says nothing like grandkid visits, and that's absolutely the case. So anyway. All right, Facebook friends, great to be with you here on this Friday night. We hope you have a great weekend, but be sure to join us tonight on 13 News at 11. We've got that big story that we've been talking about, and Angela will have your 7-day forecast, help you plan your weekend. And thanks again for joining us. We'll see you at 11. Good night.